How's it going, everybody? I know it's been a long time since I've made a video like this in front of the camera, but I used to have a little show back when I started this channel called Shoulda Been a Vita Game. You know, I've created a lot of Vita content over the years. As you probably know, it's one of my favorite things on this earth. Seriously, I love the Vita. But after a while, I stopped making that show because there actually wasn't many games out that I actually could picture on the Vita. I mean, the handheld still has been receiving a ton of indies and a ton of Japanese games, but I don't really expect to see games like The Evil Within or Nier Automata and stuff like that on the Vita. Obviously, those aren't going to make it to the handheld. I used to make that show because I actually truly believed that those games could make its way to our favorite little handheld. I stopped making that show because it just wouldn't make sense for a lot of games to come to it. But there's one game that should have been a Vita game, and I'm going to talk about it here today. So let's have a little episode of Should Have Been a Vita Game Reunion. Attack on Titan 2. This game should have come to Vita. Oh wait, it is coming to Vita, but not in the US. Come on! I loved the first Attack on Titan game. I loved it. You can go watch my review. I gave it a high score. It was so much fun. I felt like Spider-Man taking down big monsters. I had never watched the Attack on Titan anime, so experiencing that story for the first time on my Vita, I was like, holy crap, they put a lot of work into this. And little did I know it was based on the anime. I did not know that going into it. I just thought I just walked into an amazing story on an Attack on Titan game, and it totally blew my mind. I remember my eyes actually watering at one point during that game. But anyway, the gameplay was so much fun. Yeah, it ran kind of crappy on Vita, but it just was so perfect as a handheld game. The moments where you do play, they don't last very long, so it's perfect for that pick up and play type gameplay. I just remember really loving it, and I was super excited for this game, Attack on Titan 2, and then I realized that the PlayStation Vita version is only coming out in Japan, and I am so sad about that. Sure, I could play it on PS4, even remote play it to PlayStation Vita, but it's just not the same, and we all know that. And it just would have been nice to have another big game like this for the Vita. Sure, we got games like Catherine and the Persona dancing games coming, and we recently got stuff like Ys 8, which is awesome. I'm so happy the Vita's still getting support like that. But the fact that this game's not coming just really saddens me, and it just would have made the year for the Vita that much better. As much as I love the handheld, 2018 might just be the year where we see a big drop-off in games developed for it. A lot of the games that we're seeing now might have just been games that have been in development for 2 years plus that wouldn't even have been worth it to cancel for developers and publishers because it just would have been a huge loss. They were able to make some of that money back in Vita sales. I even reached out to Koei Tecmo. I think they're the publishers of it. I could totally be wrong. I should have done my research. But I reached out to the publisher and asked them by chance if the Japanese version of the game would have English subtitles, just in case they were nice enough to include that for people who do want it on Vita in the States. And they told me no, that there's no English subtitles, and they actually made me feel stupid, but that's okay. I'm super tempted to import the Japanese version on PlayStation Vita, and it would also just be a cool case to have in the back, something unique in America. But unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to understand any of it. I could probably get my way through the game, but I wouldn't understand the story. I'd just have to read it by the cutscenes and by the actions, and it just wouldn't be the same. But that's all I really got to say. I just wanted to do one final episode of this show because this was probably one of the shows that actually helped me gain a lot of viewers. I think I'm almost at 5K now, so that's pretty awesome. And this show was the start of it all. And it's pretty awesome that I don't have a crappy webcam like I used to have. I have a better set and better lighting and whatnot. So this is the final episode of Should Have Been a Vita Game. If there's anybody out there who wants any more of these episodes, I'm sure I could figure them out. But as of right now, this is the last one unless you speak your minds. But if you enjoy seeing this ugly mug, be sure to check out Nintendo enthusiasts, Xbox enthusiasts, PC enthusiasts. I make content for all of them. This is one of the channels I make the most content for, this and Nintendo enthusiasts. Two companies I love, but be sure to check them out if you're interested. I'm Brett Medlock, and I will talk to you guys later.